Good morning. Welcome to Shawnee Mission Unitarian Universalist Church. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life's journey, you are welcome here. We are so happy that you've chosen this YouTube channel, this Sabbath, this sanctuary in time. We know that you have so many options on Sunday morning, and that you choose to be here is something that we celebrate. We extend an especially warm welcome to our visitors and anyone who might be watching our service online for the first time. Please complete our Get in Touch online form by clicking on the link below in our video description. We now invite everyone to greet each other in any way you possibly can. Elbows if you're here, and if you're joining us online, please say hi in the chat. Okay. It is good to be together. And now, Rev Rose has a few more announcements.
Good morning. I have a few announcements today. First of all, for anyone who does not read the weekly email, we have this printout of the same information, which will be on the welcome desk. And this is weekly, yes. And then we have a monthly one that is also printed out there. So no excuses for not knowing what's going on. And now I'd like to invite Jim Christ up.
Good morning. The auction is underway. Online bidding started yesterday at noon. It hasn't been 24 hours yet, and we already have almost $2,000 in bids. So you're all going to go home today, and you're going to bid, right? Now there's a special collection of knives and watches out in Fellowship Hall that didn't quite fit any of our auction categories. They were a collection collected by Wynn Etzenhauser, and Diane will be back there to monitor. Any money you get for these knives or watches will go to the auction. So take a look at them. Next Sunday the 18th of December is Bring Your Cookie Jar to Church Day. Seriously, bring some holiday treats to church on Sunday the 18th. We're going to have a holiday treat exchange. If you have a favorite holiday cookie or candy, whether it's homemade or store-bought, please bring a dozen or two to church to share with your SMUUCh friends. We'll be sampling these treats during fellowship time and take leftover treats, if any, home. Gluten-free and vegan-friendly treats are very welcome. And remember, no peanuts. Say it with me, no peanuts. Thanks.
Just a few more announcements. This week, the shelter opened. We had a big rally on Thursday morning with the news and the people of the Good Faith Network. And as we stood outside with our fingers freezing, the reality of the need for the shelter became even more clear because people are sleeping outside in this weather. That first night, I went down there to spend time at the shelter, and you know I like to get to bed on time, but I stayed until 10 p.m. because it was just so lovely to be with the people. I highly recommend that you volunteer. It is so worth your time. And they also are in need of large men's coats. They have a lot of women's coats, but everyone can use a large coat because you can layer, and there's always fewer large clothing items. Secondly, our Donate the Plate collection today will go to the Ministerial Discretionary Fund. This is a special fund within the church from which we offer support to our church and our local community. Giving to this fund is one of the most direct ways that you can offer support to those near you who are struggling to make ends meet. From this fund, we have paid for many, many months of rent. We have paid for parts of tuition, for mortgages, toys for Christmas, electricity bills, phone bills, to get cars towed, therapy, medical bills. If you can think of it, we have paid for it for people within the congregation and maybe one day you. Lastly, I now need all of my little kiddos, helpers, to come forward, and my helper adults to come forward. Okay, so on whole church services, nope, don't sit down yet. We need your help. Okay, who wants a helper button? Do you guys want to pick one out? Anybody want to pick out their own button? Here we have big helper Emily, big helper Micah. Okay, can you guys put those on yourself, or do you need help? Why don't you go ask Micah to help you? You can also have a sticker. Want me to put that sticker on you, Evan? This one has a cat on it. Any takers? Cat? Yes. Ooh, I get the excellent one. Okay. Can we give this one to you, Mr. Ari? Or do you want a sticker? Can you help him put that on there? Okay. So our first job for our helpers today is to deliver hymnals to anyone who would like a hymnal. Because every week we have hymnals that are at the back of the sanctuary that anyone can use if they can read music or they just want to participate, hold something in their hand. There is an incredible wealth of readings in the back, and so we're just going to renormalize hymnals. We won't take down the slides. So if you would like a hymnal, please raise your hand. Okay, helpers, see all these people who want hymnals? Okay, come over here. Grab a hymnal, and then let's go deliver. Okay. All right, do you see the lady in the pink right there? Go give her that book. Go give her that book. Evan, do you see Grace? Keep your hands raised. Helpers, come on back if you did your duty. Okay, there's one in the back. Oh, okay. You want to go give one to Grace up on the up there? Okay, and now, lastly, helpers, come up here and help yourself to a hymnal. And I'd like you to open it up to page 118, to hymn number 118. You guys can help each other do that. When somebody figures out what the hymn title is, shout it out for 118. Did you get it? What is it? This little light of mine. Okay, great. So keep it open to page 118. Put your thumb there, and then go back and sit in your seats, and we're going to sing it in just a second. This morning, our opening words come from Reverend Joan Javier Duval. She says, "Out of the depths unknown, the spark of life ignites, and we are born. We enter a world, a universe not of our making, our lives unfolding in mystery and wonder as questions abound, for which there are no definite answers. And so we gather in community to seek in one another assurance and recognition, compassion, and strength. We gather in community to be reminded of what is most ultimate and what is most sacred. In this spirit of searching and reverence, let us worship together this morning. Please rise as you are willing and able for hymn number 118, "This Little Light of Mine." Could I have all the children please come back up here? This time you may sit like regular. And I'll tell you, the next hymn is going to be 95, so you with hymnals, you lucked out. Thank you for bringing your hymnals with you. That is very cute. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Good. Well, as you know, usually at this point in the service, we're lighting our chalice, and we say, "Love is the doctrine of this church, and the quest for truth is its sacrament." But did you know that right now, chalices are being lit all over the country in UU churches, in some places around the world? Wicks are bursting into flames in thousands of places in this very moment, every Sunday morning, just like we do. In fact, in a few moments, they'll be lighting theirs at All Souls, and in a few moments, we'll be lighting ours here. But did you ever wonder why we do this? Did you ever wonder why we light a chalice, or who lit the first chalice ever? How long have we been doing this? Yeah, a long time probably. Much longer than this church has been here. Well, here we have a classic example of a UU chalice. It has a low dish in the middle of two circles. One circle represents Unitarianism, one circle represents Universalism, and the chalice itself is an ancient symbol, which is a symbol of a cup for drinking. It used to be that there would be a chalice in the church and that only ministers were allowed to drink out of it. Can you imagine if we had a special cup up here and during worship every Sunday, only I got to drink out of it and you all had to watch me? That would be pretty weird. Well, there was one priest long ago. His name was Jan Hus, and he was in Prague, and he decided that everybody actually was going to drink from the chalice. And this was the first on paper example of a Universalist communion. But his congregation, because he had been letting everybody drink from the chalice, they had to go to church in secret. Because some people were so mad that this minister was letting everybody drink from the chalice. Yeah, I know. Why? And so guess how they communicated with each other that they were going to meet? They did not yell. That would have been interesting, an interesting solution. What they did do was that they communicated by drawing a symbol to tell each other when they were going to meet. And guess what that symbol was? It was a flaming chalice. They were the first people who ever drew it. And the point of it was to say that not only does everybody get to drink from the chalice, but everybody has a flame inside. Just like this little light of mine. Everybody has that little light. So for many years, this drawing of the flaming chalice circulated around Europe as a symbol of universalism, and it wasn't used again until World War II, which you may have heard about because that was when the Nazis happened and Hitler lived and the concentration camps happened. So during that war, the Unitarian Service Committee went to Europe to help people escape, and the Nazis were everywhere, so the people had to travel in secret. Yeah, I know. They had to go from house to house in secret, kind of like the Underground Railroad that you might have heard about. And soon enough, in order to communicate with each other, what do you think they started drawing? A flaming chalice. It was first used in French refugee camps, and it was soon understood that anyone carrying a note with a flaming chalice drawn on it was someone who could be trusted. And people would even draw that symbol in the dirt outside of their homes to symbolize that this was a place, if you needed to stay, that was going to be safe for you. So every time we light the chalice, we are saying in this space, everyone gets to partake. Everyone has a sacred light inside of them. So, should we light it? Who here has ever lit it? Who here has lit the chalice? Who here has been asked but said no? Lots of kids. All right, who wants to light it today? I'm going to let you light it since you haven't gotten to. Isaac, right? Okay. Ari, do you want to help your brother? Yeah, come on. Okay.
As we light our chalice, we invite you to join us as we recite our covenant. Let us affirm that love is the doctrine of this church, the quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with one another.
Okay, so now we're going to learn a song. So you all remember Kelly? Kelly's the new music director. So this song is one that we used to sing in church a long time ago before COVID, but we're going to bring it back to life, and there are arm movements that go with it. So for now, just leave your hymnals on the floor, but everybody stand, and I'm going to have everybody stand to participate in this.
Do you want me to hold it for you while you do the arms? Okay. So the words are, there we go. The words are, loosen, loosen, baby. What are the movements? Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Holy breath and holy do you feel you did? Do you feel like you got all of the movements? I'm seeing some thumbs up. Let's do it one more time to practice. Here we go. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Holy breath and holy name. Will you ease this pain? Great job. I think we all really learned that well.
Okay, you may go back to your seats, and we are going to sing that later. And that one's not in the hymnal. This is the time in our order of service that we set aside to draw into our hearts and mind those in our midst who are suffering and those who feel the sweet relief of their burdens easing. So kiddos of all ages, I'm going to invite you to put your feet flat on the floor, your hands in your lap. We give our love to those untangling themselves from relationships that no longer serve them. We grieve for the loss of time and energy that chronic illness and chronic mental illness take on the body and mind, and our hearts go out to all who are struggling to make ends meet, especially at this time of year. We extend our gratitude to people who make caring for children their primary spiritual practice, and we join in wonder with all people who are bravely facing their final days. I invite you to draw into your own heart and mind someone who you know who is suffering. Bring them into this circle of love and compassion by speaking their name aloud. As always, we rejoice over the exquisite beauty in this world, as small or life-changing as each piece of beauty might be. I now invite you to come forward and briefly share in 2 to 3 sentences a rare joy or a profound sorrow and light a candle.
Good morning. My name is Jackie, and I am going to light a candle of sorrow. I had 3 close people to me in my life in which they have all lost somebody special in their life. So I light a candle of sorrow for all of them, for their strength and support for them and their families.
This is a candle of peace, and I light it for everyone here in my own home, but also for my friend Sergey. He has to put down his paintbrush and his job in Ukraine, and he has now been enlisted into the war on the forefront.
I'm Melissa Malozzi, and I am lighting a candle for my father, who was in the hospital over the weekend. They found something in his lung. They're not sure what it is. They did a biopsy, and we won't know for about a week. I'm praying it's not cancer. Just keep him in your thoughts and prayers.
My name is Zoe, and I'm lighting a candle of gratitude for my mother. And just thank you for never giving up on me. Without you, I probably would not be standing here today. And I love you with all my heart, and someday I'm going to give you the world.
My name is Evan, and I'm lighting a candle of joy for my mom's parents who organized my room.
Light the candle.
I'll take it. Good job, you did so good.
Well, how do you go after that, right? Jeez. My name is Naya, and I'm lighting a candle of hope for my sister-in-law, who's been in an induced coma for about 2 weeks. So.
I'm going to light one candle for all those who are struggling with addiction and mental health issues, knowing that these winter months often result in a higher level of usage. I light the remaining candles for all the joys and sorrows that remain unspoken in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts. Let us once more put our feet flat on the floor. Today we'll just have a moment of silence as the holidays are around us. Silence and peacefulness are difficult to come by. I'll just invite you to watch your breath, close your eyes, just enjoy this peaceful moment of safety and community. I invite you to notice if there's any place that you could loosen a little in your body, in your breathing, in your mind, in your heart. Blessed be, and amen. I invite you now to participate in the meditative hymn however you like. You may stand and do the movements. You may sit with your eyes closed, however you want.
Before we begin our meditative hymn today, I would like to provide some background information on the person who wrote it. The meditative hymn for this month is called Loosen by Ali Halpert, which is the song that we learned the movements to earlier. Ali Halpert is a young adult queer Jewish musician, educator, and activist based in Philadelphia. Ali writes songs for building community, working for collective liberation, and visioning different worlds. She believes deeply in the power of music to awaken us to the loss and the light that we carry, expand our sense of possibility, and connect us to each other and to our collective strength. This song is meant to help put us in a place where we can experience wonder, our Soul Matters theme for this month. And it is truly difficult to experience wonder if we are continually tensed up with the weight of the world living inside of us. And so my ideal scene for us as we reflect on this theme and these words is that after we become comfortable with this melody and these words, that we can begin to explore layering the words and melody over itself in the form of a round. So this first Sunday, I would like the choir to sing the melody once through for us, and then we will all sing it together through three more times. On the third and last time, when we sing it through, I want you all to sing it as normal, And I'm going to ask the choir to sing the round portion, which means they're going to enter later than you, so that we can hear the layering effect of the round.
Our reading today is from Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Did you know that the song, This Little Light of Mine, was used as a powerful tool against hatred? Its message is clear, that the person who is singing knows not just of their own dignity and worth, but also of their beauty, their creativity, and their light. It's a simple song, but sometimes the simplest of messages are the most powerful. This Little Light of Mine, for example, sings such a certain sound that it became the anthem of a generation, used to uplift people so profoundly that the meanness in this world was befuddled. Indeed, this song had not been so famous until the Civil Rights Movement, when the U.S.'s ongoing history of white supremacy had a light shone right on it, shown by the protesters who walked peacefully and bravely in the face of degradation of their own bodies and spirits, who lifted their voices and sang of their own worth in the direct presence of people who hated them, spat on them, clubbed them, sprayed them with hoses, shouted at them that they had no dignity, had no worth. And they sang, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." Soon enough, this song was a regular. The people found that singing this song amidst the violence and the chaos of the protests would not only give the group strength and power to withstand their own fears, but as one activist, Rutha Mae Harris, said, as they faced rows of abusive law enforcement with billy clubs, singing about their own inner lights kept us from being afraid. We started singing the song, and somehow those billy clubs would not hit you. It played a very important role during the movement, she said. Now, there's something very important here. Somehow, the billy clubs would not hit you if you were singing. What does that mean? It means that the power of the light within us can actually confuse the meanness and cruelty in this world. That anytime anyone proclaims the dignity of those who have been degraded, the trumpet sounds that certain sound, and the anger and the cruelty in this world becomes pixelated and loses a little bit of power. Perhaps it also means that there is something so powerful about you that it illuminates the world. That when you shine your love, light shines into the darkest crevices of hatred. And that when you shine your creativity, light shines into all the stuck and stagnant places. When you shine your kindness, it blasts away the meanness in this world. For when we do shine that holy light within us, the world learns from it. The world rearranges around it, and it befuddles those systems of destruction that surround us. So if you know in your heart that that little light of yours is strong and beautiful, and that no one can or should ever take that away from you, you'll have the power and strength that you'll need for life. But it will also serve the world. For those who meet you will learn from you about human dignity and about their own inner lights. For when we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. In one more example of how this song has been used, this one is a contemporary example of how this little light of mine built almost a force field around people, unifying groups around a collective affirmation of human dignity and spreading out to inspire humanity. For this song was also sung during the Black Lives Matter protests in 2017. I have an excerpt here from an interview with my friend and colleague, Reverend SMUUCh, who worked to build up the use of song in the Black Lives Matter movements. This time, it was a counter-protest before a crowd of white supremacists or alt-right people in Charlottesville, Virginia. SMUUCh described the scene. He said, "Well, we had originally said we were going to stand silently, but the Nazis were marching past us, cursing and yelling homophobic slurs at us. And he said, I do know, that Pentecostals, We talk about changing the atmosphere. And he said, I know that song can do that. And so he just broke out into This Little Light of Mine. And he said that it shook the Nazis, that they didn't know what to do with all the joy. He said, we weren't going to let the darkness have the last word. The neo-Nazis didn't know what to do with all the joy and all the self-love. They were confused by the presence of black people and their allies claiming their sacred light, emboldened, blazing with their closeness to all that is holy, which is saying, actually, we all are going to drink from the chalice. That this flaming light is within all of us. They were creating a space of refuge through love, as if they were drawing a circle in a sand around the singers, and then they were tracing an outline of the chalice right there, saying no soul in this space is undignified, singing a force field around themselves to say that no human being is left outside of the circle of those who have dignity, that no one gets to tell us otherwise, and for anyone to do so is an injustice. And how sad it is that some people think that they have to hate others in order to shine. But we know better than that. We know that we have to love in order to shine, and part of that is loving ourselves, truly, madly, deeply. We know that sometimes the simplest of messages are the most powerful. So we stay singing, we stay lighting this chalice, we stay gathering on Sunday mornings, we stay shining that we are beautiful, that humans are beautiful, and we do this to confuse the meanness, because we know that our lights are bright enough to warm the entire world. So let us sing it one more time, this time with feeling. Please rise as you're willing and able. We will sing This Little Light of Mine one time through. The work of the church depends on us. This month, our Donate the Plate goes to the Ministerial Discretionary Fund. So we invite you to give generously to support the ongoing work of the church. The offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared values, and there will be a reverse offering. We are giving you each your own little tea light chalice that you can take home. So I need my helpers to come forward. The offering will now be given and received and then given again in grateful appreciation of our shared values.
welcome the children, the helpers, back up to observe the extinguishing of the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry with us in our hearts until we are together again.
Please rise as you are willing and able for our closing hymn, There Is More Love Somewhere. This week, I'm going to invite you to think about that little light of yours, especially when you feel it dimming. I'm going to invite you to even sing the song. Go in peace.